Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Tariq again. It's been a few weeks, just been busy driving, getting my life in order. Yeah, I hope everyone's been fine. It's the middle of spring right now. The weather's really nice. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now, waiting for my load to get finished. So I'm just sitting here for another 2 hours. And I decided, to upload a video, As for me, I am roughly 30 days away from flying to the Philippines. I'm very excited, very ecstatic about it. It's starting to hit real now. It's really starting to hit real now. It's starting to become a real life that, this is going to happen. My family has pretty much made peace with the fact that I'm going. They've accepted it, and I understand their concerns. I'm moving across to another country, so I understand their concerns. I'm going home in about another month to spend some time with them before I fly out. So I actually have less than a month at this job. I have about 3 weeks and some change left there. I already let my bosses know. They let me know that, I'm a great worker. If things don't work out there, I'm always free to come back. So, that's, some peace of mind knowing that, if I do run into any financial trouble or hardships, I still have a career out here. I can always get back into driving and, it's always good to know, and it pays pretty well, so I could always just bounce back within a few months and be right back on my feet. I have a good supportive family out here, so that's all she wrote. Like I said, I'm flying out May 26th. I'm landing in Manila May 28th. So, a little over a month before I'm living in the Philippines. You see, I do need to shave. Hey, I look a mess right now. Living on the road is hard right now, and I'm gonna get a shave. I'm gonna make myself more presentable, definitely before I come. But the reason I'm doing a video today is I follow quite a few YouTube vloggers. They help me out with a lot of things, and answer a lot of questions. And I just like seeing the stories of the every, day-to-day life of living in the Philippines. And there's one particular vlogger that I've been following now for roughly 2 years, Paul in the Philippines. I've been following him very religiously, and he just did a video, and this is a reaction video that I'm doing to one that he just made a few hours ago. And it's expats going broke. That's the title. Expats going broke. And I've just seen like a lot of red flags in there with the guy he has on there. First off, my heart goes out to this guy. It's basically, long story short, a gentleman. He doesn't seem to have a lot of family here in America, and he seems more like a loner. He stays to himself. And he had the dream that a lot of us have, to go to the Philippines. And a little bit older than me by about a couple of decades, but he seems like a real nice guy, generous guy, giving guy, which unfortunately in this world that can get you taken advantage of if you don't set up boundaries. And he goes out to the Philippines, kind of gets outside of Expat Alley and just goes right into the province areas, and he gets taken advantage of by several women, one of which he's still with right now. And it seems that this guy went well and beyond the Call of Duty. He built this woman's family a house. He helped invest in the business, and they basically took him for all his money. And it's that's something that we need to watch out for. As expats, I'm not no expert on the Philippines. I'm not an expert, but I'll give you a little bit of what I've been doing in the past few years preparing. Is that I've made some decent connections with other expats out there already. I actually know someone who's already out there, so that's a plus right there. But some of the things I've learned is the Philippines is a learning curve. It's a learning curve. So when you first get out there, I'm not saying that you can't. Excuse me, I have allergies and it makes my nose itch. Excuse me, in my face. The Philippines is a learning curve. This is what I was told by many friends of mine out there already, including other Filipinos. It's a learning curve, and you don't necessarily just want to jump right into the heart of the Philippines until you've actually been out there for a while. You've acclimated yourself to the culture, the way things are done, because things are done a lot differently out there. So mistake number one, he got outside a circle where a support network. He didn't have a support network really going out there. He kind of was like a lone wolf going out there. He was too trusting. I don't think that everyone in the Philippines is like this, but I do know especially in most countries that are, more third world, is that they look at us as, not just the Philippines, but a lot of countries. Like I said, my father's from a third world country, Jamaica, and it's the same thing out there too. They look at Americans or Yankees as like money pits, ATMs. And you do have a large number of people in any of these countries that are like that. They look at you as a come up. So this guy, he was talking about buying several girlfriends this, several girlfriends that. He just gives, generous. And as much as we want to be generous, and it is good to be generous, I'm not saying don't give, you have to set some boundaries up. You can't fall for every sob story. That's even here in America. That's even here in America. I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm glad I grew up poor. I grew up, was born in the Bronx, grew up in some harsh conditions in Connecticut. Connecticut isn't this rich state everyone thinks it is, and I grew up in some rough areas where you couldn't afford to let your guard down. You couldn't afford to be foolish. And sometimes, your generosity, helping, your generosity will cost you. And this is what it's costing this guy right now. He built the family a house, and as soon as the money ran out, it seems that he's still living there with the woman, but the woman is no longer affectionate. The family talks right in front of him. They're very disrespectful. I promise you that when he was putting out money for this house, or he was buying this family this cattle truck, they weren't talking all this back then. But as soon as the money ran out, and that's the thing, you have to really vet people before you go out there, and you're never really able to vet people until you've gone through something with them, some tough times with them. So some of the things I've taken away from it, some of the things I've done already to avoid situations like this happening is, get a decent support network out there. I'm saying, put your feelers out there, make contacts with other expats, especially those from your own country, whether you're coming from America, England, France, Nigeria, wherever. Put your feelers out there for people out there who are of a similar culture or nationality to you, and they can give you the rundown of how it is out there, what to watch out for. Have your guard up. Not everyone who comes smiling in your face is really meaning you the best intentions. And like I said, really take time before you just jump into a relationship too, because I know that and I've been guilty of this too here in America, when you're really in love with someone, or you really have strong feelings towards another human being, that common sense that we gain, the wisdom, that rationale, the logic, that seems to go out the window when it comes to love. You love this woman, she's beautiful, she's doing everything for you physically, making you feel good. You will then do things that you wouldn't normally logically do. So you have to be, you have to keep your logic there. You can't let yourself fall too head over heels in love. You got to be disciplined, And this guy, listening to the story, man, it broke my heart. And it set us to the situation now where he can't even afford to come back to the United States. And because he doesn't have any type of ties here anymore, family and whatnot, the U.S. government will not buy him a ticket back here, because they're saying, we can't send you back to the U.S. homeless. And he's out here waiting for his Social Security to kick in, which is 19 months. And once that kicks in, he'll be fine. But, you could live off of Social Security in the Philippines. But from what I'm hearing right now, he's eating like a couple of bowls of rice a day. He's lost about 50 pounds. It's going to be a long 19 months. And honestly, this is someone I would definitely would want to help out, And I'm not saying I would go broke myself, but I would make sure the guy's eating, though. So, if I can get a hold of this guy or whatnot, I, would like to make sure he can at least eat some food, It sounds like he's in a living situation right now where he's living with his girlfriend's family. They're all disrespectful to him. He's had 2 kids with this woman. She's she's leaving all the child care to him and her mother, and she's doing her own thing, probably talking to other foreigners, planning her next scam, her next hustle. And this guy's still madly in love with her. And the thing is, what got me is he's still so blinded to what, she is. He's saying, I hope she changes and goes back to the woman. Dude, this is her. This is as good as it's going to get. Now, if you win the lotto, you get some money coming in, she'll go back to that nice, sweet, submissive, humble woman. But what you saw from her initially, that was the part of us that, you know, we want to present to people. That's not really you. You know when someone's really real, when you've been with them for a year or two, things aren't going too well. Now you're seeing the real them. If you want to, you know, my mother always told me this. If you want to see a person's real true colors, make them upset, make them angry, make them mad. You're going to see that real person come out then, and it's going to be someone that you don't like. You know, we all have that side to us. No one's perfect. None of us are, you know, no angels. We all have sides to us that we don't like, but there's different levels to it, you know. Your bad sides may be able to, you know, something I could take, I could deal with. All right, she's not that bad. This is as bad as it gets. Okay. This other person's may send me running for the hills. So, you know, I want to say to anyone planning on coming out there, like myself, you know, just when I got, you know, get a good support network around you. Don't be foolish with your money. Don't be overly too generous. Have an escape plan. If you're not retired, have some kind of stream of income, some type of revenue coming in. It sounds like this guy, he said he was going to work on the computers, but it didn't pan out. And it's like, I'm just going to guess he didn't try hard enough, because I know numerous men out there working out there right now, young Americans that are working and they're making, you know, so, you know, if I can try, I'm going to attempt my best to get a hold of this guy and to contact him, you know, even to send him donations, whatever, just for my own pocket, just because I feel horrible for this guy and I don't like seeing anyone get taken advantage of. But yeah, you know, we as Americans and as foreigners, we got to be smart going out there. You know, we're going to a whole new country, a whole new culture, and not everyone means the best for us, and we don't want to see ourselves stuck in a situation like this. So that was just on my heart right now. It was really bothering me, and I was like, I gotta at least talk about this vlog about it. You know, if no one, you know, likes what I have to say, I'm sorry, but I feel horrible for this guy, and it scares me. But I'm also glad I saw it, though, because it lets me know that there are darker sides to the Philippines, and I gotta be careful. And you know, luckily I do have a good support network. I do have means of income coming in, and you know, and like I said, I'm leaving in a month, so you know, my video content should be picking up soon. You know, I'm sorry, I get tired out here sometimes, so I do need to pick up more content. And I'm going to be introducing you guys to a friend of mine who I'm staying out there with. He's a dear friend of mine. He's been out there for a while, and you're going to be seeing more of him as well as myself as I land. So just keep tuning in. I'm leaving in a month, and you know, I hope you keep following the journey. So until then, take care, be safe, and God bless.